Hello, everybody. Today we're continuing our adaptations assignment. So we had the land iguanas and the marine iguanas that we were looking at on, uh, what was it, Thursday, I believe. Um, Same thing with the saddleback tortoise and the dome tortoise. And then, of course, lastly, you have the two animals that you select. So a lot of students were getting pretty close to this last column, if not on the last column, and almost done with it. So you should only need about 10 to 15 minutes of today's class to just finish this up. Again, you can find this information with this hyperlink right here. So when you click it, it'll pull up this article and it'll talk about the land iguanas and the marine iguanas, the differences between their adaptations, and you can kind of explain how you think that those adaptations help those organisms in their particular environment. Do the same thing with your saddleback and dome tortoise. And then lastly, that you might have to look up some stuff for these organisms down below. So that's this activity. And then once you finish that, there's a peppered moth simulation. This is a material in the Google Classroom. Uh, I was making it an optional thing, but it's actually going to be our next thing that we're going into because it really blends well, and it connects with a lot of stuff that you've looked at in the past. And so now we're trying to figure out, like, do these mechanisms or do these, like, adaptations, how do they happen? Like, why do we see that these tortoises are different or these iguanas are different? And so this activity is going to kind of guide us into why that might be the case. And then afterwards, on Tuesday, we will come back and we'll kind of debrief this activity, do a quick little kind of like presentation, and then move into another activity with it. So uh, to get to this Peppered Moss simulation, it's in Google Classroom. It's underneath Evolution. It's the first thing on there. So just open it up. Right here, you have a link to the game. So you can just click and open that. And then, of course, you answer all the questions. So first, you're naming adaptations of these larvae, and then how those adaptations help the moth. You have the second section here that's titled Natural Selection. And so this is explaining, like, you might have to do some of the, well, you will have to do some of the reading in the kind of the story behind this game. So for instance, how has the peppered moth's environment changed during the Industrial Revolution? So like, you'll have to read about that and type out how that's changed. And then kind of going about Dr. Kettlewell down here, and then a little bit more explanation. And then this is like where you're actually playing the game. So you're going to put in the population at the beginning, or excuse me, at the end, for both of these, and then you'll do it for the Dark Forest. Same thing. Put in the population that was the same, and then you're going to describe the types of environments that these moths are most successful in. Down here, you're going to be looking at this graph here. If you need to make this bigger, you can click on it, and you can scale it however you want. Um, Also, that reminds me, you will need to make a copy of this document since it's a material. You won't be able to edit it, or you don't have your own version of it. So to do that, click on File, make a copy right here, and then you can just title it that way. And we will uh, use them on Tuesday to kind of discuss what this term natural selection means. But yeah, so like, you're looking here, and then you're just explaining with these questions. So it's a little data analysis piece here. If you have any questions, I will be in the Google Meet. Um, but otherwise, we will just continue working on this today. So I'll probably talk about this at the beginning of the meet, but then otherwise I'll let you work asynchronously. So have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon.